Hi everyone! Compliments of the season. Still your registered dietitian, nutritionist, and a public health officer. I'm here today. This is my first video in this year, 2025, and I'm happy to be with you. Remember what I told you? Nutrition everywhere. It is good and it's important you hear about it. So I'm outside the natural environment, to bring to you the blessings of nutrition again. So we're going to learn. Previously, we learned about nutrition and health, and I took us to the micronutrients. I taught us about the micronutrients, and its importance to health. And I told you that I will be bringing to you, that I will teach you about the macronutrients again. So please stay and make sure you watch it to the end. It will be of great benefit to you. So, look at the topic macronutrients. Like I said, an importance of fiber. Because I cannot talk about macronutrients without talking about fiber. Is important at this stage because I don't know when I will bring it up again. So, macronutrients and the fiber importance to health. What are micronutrients? Micronutrients are nutrients that provide energy and support growth and maintenance of the body. The three main categories of macronutrients are carbohydrates, protein, and fats. What are carbohydrates? They are the body's main primary source of energy, and it's very, very important in the system because the body cannot function without the presence of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate simply we term it as sugar. So the body cannot function without sugar in the world system. So let's look at the different types of carbohydrates we have. We have the simple carbohydrate. In simple carbohydrate, there it is further classified as the monosaccharide, the disaccharides. They're going to mention some of the examples of this simple sugar. The fructose. The fructose is a sugar found in fruits. We have the galactose is a blood sugar. The sucrose is a table sugar. The lactose is the sugar found in milk. Then the complex carbohydrates. The second carbohydrates talks about the starches and fibers. Monosaccharide means one molecule of sugar. The disaccharides, two molecules of sugar. The polysaccharides, which is more than two molecules of sugar. Another this polysaccharide is where we see our complex carbohydrate like fibers and starches. They are polysaccharides. It needs further breaking down before it comes to a simple sugar for the body to absorb. For example, when we take in food, understand the food, we take it in a starchy form. When you take it in a starchy form, it's digestion starts immediately. When it starts, it gets to the final stage. If it is carbohydrate, it gets to glucose, which is the blood sugar that the body can easily absorb and get energy through it. So complex carbohydrates are starches and fibers. They are found in whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Types of carbohydrates. Okay, we are still in types of carbohydrates. We talked about the simple sugars. So they are naturally occurring in fruits, also in vegetables, also in milk and dairy products, honey. So also they act as an added sugar, like in our table sugars. So the complex carbohydrate I said is the starches and the fibers. So starches we get from the grains, the different type of foods we eat, like the grains. We eat rice, bread, pasta, and so many of them. Then the legumes in the beans, lettuce, and peas. So these are where we get starches from. Also tubers, plantain, potato, yams, All this also bring corn also provides us with what? Carbohydrate. Do you see the reason why I said without carbohydrate the body cannot function? Is a primary source of energy to the body. So because these are the foods we must eat every day, we must consume from these fruits every day, understand, to maintain and sustain life. So we have the fibers. The fibers are also found in fruits like apples, bananas, and berries. Some food contains both simple sugar and complex sugar. Like the apples, bananas, berries, they contain fiber. They also have simple sugar in them. So we have vegetables, we have legumes. We are in Nigeria and I enjoy being in Nigeria. So I will not leave my country out without talking about our Nigerian foods here. Our Nigerian food which we enjoy, we have our natural staples which we eat. So these staples, we enjoy them. I'm telling you. We enjoy them. So some Nigerian foods that are high in carbohydrates like fufu made from cassava flour. This one, we really used to enjoy this. It's good, but it has low fiber. We are coming to fiber anyway. So it has no fiber in it, so it's not much advisable, but we are not into that. Today we are just trying to mention some of these foods and telling you the content of them, that they contains carbohydrates, remember. So when we get into maybe different diseases or for healthy living, all those things, then we mention, I think the last video I did, I told you about healthy living, and there's some of the principles, yes, principles of healthy living. So where I say that we should be eating varieties of food and whole grain foods, and foods that are still in their natural form. Like this fufu, when it's being processed, many of the fiber content are being removed, so it's not a healthy food. We have our pounded yam. We used to enjoy this too. So eba, made from gari, the rice, plantain, either boiled, fried, or roasted. Yam, boiled, fried, or roasted. Gari, made from cassava tubers. Okay, these are some Nigerian foods also that are high in simple sugars. I mentioned earlier the different fruits, I've mentioned it before. Then the sweet snacks, we have the puff puff. Is to take puff puff. So these deep fried dough balls sprinkled with sugar, fried donuts also sweet, fried dough often roasted in sugar, you know all those things are very high in simple sugar. One thing about for a healthy living, complex carbohydrates is more good than the simple carbohydrates. These are some foods that are very high in simple sugars. So also drinks, most drinks are high in simple sugars. Let's say soft drinks, most of the soft drinks we take, they are very high in simple sugars. Simple sugar is in the sense that when you take them in, is already in a simple form that the body will start using immediately, for energy, and it will cause spike the blood sugar level fastly because it is in a simple form. So, some of these drinks we need to be conscious of them while taking them. Like malt drinks and different sweetener drinks. Okay, there is this Nigerian drinks that will do this zobo kunu. You can say there kunu is a sweet millet-based drink. Zobo is a sweet drink made from dried hibiscus flower, but most times the way processing of these drinks are not healthy. The way people use, so many sweeteners to produce them makes them unhealthy. But you can do your own at home and make it so healthy as you want, by not using those things in the production and use the natural sugars in production. Or when you're producing them, you don't put the sweeteners at all. So this is it. But these are just to tell you that these drinks are high in what? Simple sugars. So we also have the sugary teas. and sweetened with sugar or honey. Most people like teas that are much sweet, and they use sugar or honey to sweeten their food. They should be cautioned enough to know that these foods are high in simple sugars. Yeah, this is fiber. So what is fiber? Fiber is a type of carbohydrate that is not easily broken down by the body. It is a complex, non-digestible polysaccharide that is found in plant-based foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grain, and legumes. I mentioned it earlier. The fiber is a polysaccharide. It's not under the simple sugars, which we have the monosaccharides and the disaccharides. It's under the polysaccharides that has more sugar molecules that needs to be broken down. There are two main types of fiber. We have the soluble fiber and and the insoluble fiber. The soluble fiber dissolves in water, while the insoluble do not dissolve in water. So the soluble fiber dissolves in water and form a gel-like substance. It can help lower cholesterol level and regulate blood sugar level. Example of soluble fiber-rich foods include oats, barley, nuts, seeds, and fruits, especially apples, berries, and pears. The insoluble fiber, which I said that do not dissolve in water, what they do is that they help add bulk to stew and help promote regular bowel movement and prevent constipation. Example of insoluble fiber-rich foods include whole grains, vegetables, wheat bran. What are the health benefits of fiber? It slows down movement of food from the stomach to the small intestine, reducing the rapid absorption of sugar. It also helps to reduce peak blood sugar level by slowing down sugar absorption. Fiber helps prevent a sudden spike in blood sugar level. So it promotes healthy gut bacteria. Fiber acts as a prebiotics. They are not digestible, but they help to feed the good microorganisms in the gut. So this is what fiber does, especially the soluble fiber. They help out as a prebiotics. Understand? Prebiotics helps in promoting the good microorganisms. So again, these good microorganisms, when the fiber fermentation by the gut bacteria produces the short chain fatty acid, it now provides energy to the cells lining the colon. So it helps to prevent inflammations in the large intestine. Also, it supports healthy blood sugar level. A high fiber diet can improve insulin sensitivity, reducing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Fiber helps regulate blood sugar levels by slowing down sugar absorption and improving insulin sensitivity. What are the additional benefits? Fiber rich foods tend to be more filling, reducing the likelihood of overeating and supporting weight management. Fiber helps regulate bowel movement, preventing constipation and reducing the risk of diverticulitis and hemorrhoids. And diverticulitis is an inflammation in the large intestine. Daily fiber intake recommendation, we have different for men, for women, for pregnant women, for breastfeeding women. So your dietitian will help you calculate this, and put you on the right track on how to get to know the quantity of food you have consumed that will provide you with these grams. Because when I say these grams, you might not understand it, but looking at the grams, you see that for men it's 30 to 38 gram of fiber per day. For women, 21 to 25 gram. For pregnant women, 28 gram per day. For breastfeeding women, 29 gram per day. Incorporating high fiber foods into your diet can have a significant impact on sugar digestion and overall health. Foods high in fiber include fruits, vegetables, whole grain foods. So we're looking into protein. Protein is essential for building and repairing tissues in the body. The sources we have the animal products from the meat, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy products, and also from plant-based sources, the legumes, beans, lettuce, tofu. Tofu is a processed food from soya bean. From Nigerian foods that are high in protein, our suya. Suya is a grilled meat skewers, typically made with beef, chicken, or goat. So the egusi soup made with ground melon seeds and often containing meat or fish. Akara, fried beans cake, often served with eggs or meat. Moi moi, string bean pudding, often containing fish or meat. Grilled fish such as tilapia or catfish, poultry, bushmeat. So these are foods that are high in protein. This is fats. Fatty acids are the building blocks of fat. We have different types of fat. We have the saturated fat, the monosaturated fat, and the polysaturated fat. Fatty acid. So this saturated fatty acid are found in animal products, then coconut oil, palm oil. So monosaturated fatty acid is found in avocado, pear, nuts, and seeds. So the polyunsaturated are found in fatty fish, flaxseed, chia seed, sunflower seed. All these seeds are important. So we recommend mostly the polysaturated because the saturated fatty acids can increase the cholesterol in the body and cause more harm to the heart. And so we encourage polyunsaturated fatty acid and little aspect of the monosaturated fatty acid. There is this fatty acid also, the trans fatty acid. I didn't mention it here, but it's just formed when there is a processed form of vegetable oil. When it's processed, it can form a trans fatty acid. One bad thing about the trans fatty acid is that it encourages the bad cholesterol and also reduces the good cholesterol in the system. So this one can cause more harm to the cardiovascular health. So it causes more harm than the saturated fats to the cardiovascular health. So therefore you have to avoid them, and foods that contains these trans fatty acids are fried foods. Most of these fried foods, so you run from them. Earlier I said Nigerian food, puff puff and all those things, so you have to run away from all these fried donuts and all the rest of them. So you have to learn to steam your food, grill your fish or meat. That's a good processing method than frying. So sources of fat is being gotten from animal products like meat, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy, also from plant-based sources like nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil, and etc. The daily macronutrient recommendation: the carbohydrate up to 45 to 65% of a total daily calories required. Protein about 10 to 35% of the total daily is daily required total protein. So fat about 20 to 35% of the total daily calorie. So you must run them up to 100%. So take it from the different sources, but this is the recommended from 10 to 35 if protein from 45 to, you can see if carbohydrate is very high because it's the main body source of energy, from 45 to 65% is required. But a dietitian takes care of this. A dietitian knows your health status and place you on the right percentage of the different nutrients, of these different macronutrients, to maintain an optimal health. So for the fact that protein is required 10 to 35% of a daily calorie, it is also important to note that it is based on different factors. The daily recommended intake of protein varies based on some factors like age, sex, weight, and activity level. This is very, very important. And also, I will include the disease level, because the type of disease determines the amount of protein you give at the moment. So, what am I trying to say here? Like, children who are growing require a certain amount of protein. So, when prescribing diet for patients, one thing we look into is the protein requirements based on the assessment where we have made over time, looking into so many factors that I just mentioned. So it determines the level of protein we prescribe at daily. So you can see for a healthy adult in general, 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram body weight per day is required. So for an athlete and those who are physically active, you know 1.2 to 1.6 gram is required. Pregnant women, from 1.1 to 1.2 of kilogram body weight is required. Don't worry if you don't understand, just message me anything you want, any questions, I will answer you there. So we look at the overall health benefits of macronutrients. It supports growth and development, maintains a healthy weight, supports athletic performance, reduces chronic diseases, supports overall health and well-being. Health benefits of carbohydrates is the primary source of energy, like I said before. So it provides energy for the body, particularly the brain and the what muscles. So these three nutrients are good source of energy. That's one thing you must know. But carbohydrate is the main source, the primary source of energy. So weight management also help regulate weight and support weight loss. Carbohydrate supports healthy gut bacteria and promotes regular bowel movements. Like I said, because most of this carbohydrate food also has fiber in them. When you eat the whole grains and the legumes, others that provides us with carbohydrate also, because they have fiber in them, they help in digestive health. Carbohydrate influences mood and cognitive function. Very important. Remember, the brain uses sugar, glucose, to function. So also essential for exercise performance and recovery. The health benefits of protein is essential for building and repairing muscles, bones, skins, and hair. Protein helps regulate weight and supports weight loss. Helps control hunger and support feeling of fullness. Supports immune functions and overall health. Essential for exercise, recovery, and muscle growth. So health benefits of fats: provide energy for the body, particularly during period of low carbohydrate intake. So fat is a source of energy, like I said. Also the protein, carbohydrate, when the carbohydrate is not there, they sometimes protein acts as a spare carbohydrate. When the carbohydrate is not there, sometimes people fast. What carry them along is the fat content in the body. So it acts as a source of energy. So brain function also essential for brain function, cognitive processing and mood regulation is necessary for absorption of fat soluble vitamins like the vitamin A, B, E and K. We mentioned it the last time when we learnt about macronutrients. So we mentioned that the vitamin A, D, E, K are the fat soluble vitamins, whereas the B, C are the water soluble vitamins. So these ones need fat for them to be absorbed. So for the absorption of these nutrients, fat is important in the system. But remember the recommendation over there, the quantity fat should be taken in a day. So also supports hormone production and regulation. Some fats, such as omega-3 fatty acid, have anti-inflammatory properties. Most of these foods that are high in omega-3 fatty acid, like the nuts, the seeds, and also high in fiber. So the both they all act as anti-inflammatory. They have anti-inflammatory properties that help to fight against diseases and infections. So what are the risks of this macronutrient when it's deficient in the system? Generally, it can cause malnutrition. It can impair the overall health and increase the risk of illness and infection. And when there is infection, especially in children, they come down with severe acute malnutrition and so many diseases. So it also occurs in adults. So, meaning that macronutrients are very, very important. We cannot do without them. Deficiency of macronutrients can impair growth and development in children and adolescents. Also, it can increase the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. When one doesn't feed well with anti-inflammatory foods and foods that fight against, you know, these free radicals, act as antioxidants that help to fight against free radicals that causes all these cancers and all those things. When one doesn't feed from them, it's a problem. So protein deficiency, when there is less protein in the body system, there will be muscle wasting, and also there will be impaired immune function because proteins are the are they are used in production of antibodies that help to fight against infections and diseases. So when they are not there, anything immune can be compromised, and so many illness and infections can enter. So protein impaired immune function, it can cause impaired immune function. So poor wound healing. Protein, just like the way we say vitamin C helps in wound healing. Also, protein is very important. Remember the work of protein, we say it does the work of building and repairing of former tissues. So during injury time, protein is very, very important to help in wound healing. So when there is less of protein, understand protein helps also in the hair growth and skin maintenance. So when it's not there, there can be hair losses. Protein helps to regulate fluid balance in the body, and a deficiency can lead to edema, which is a swollen. It can occur in any part of the body. Understand? So it does this through oncotic pressure regulation. This is the pressure, mostly the albumin protein, understand, helps in this oncotic uh, pressure regulation. When it's low, albumin is a type of protein found in the blood. When it is low, it can initiate swelling in the system. Then blood vessel regulation also, because protein helps in regulating the blood vessel and the blood vessels. Antidiuretic hormone regulation, also protein helps in regulating this. Vasopressin is a hormone, you know um, that helps to regulate the fluid in the system. So when it's not there, when it's low, or there is no much protein in the system, in the body system, it can cause all these things to be low, and then there might be swelling. Person can develop swelling in different areas of the body. So to avoid all this, protein is very, very important. So fiber deficiency, what does it cause to the body? Constipation. Fiber helps regulate bowel movement. When there is deficiency, it can lead to constipation. Fiber helps prevent verticulitis, a condition characterized by inflammation of the digestive tract at the large intestine. So also fiber helps lower cholesterol level and reduce the risk of heart disease. Fiber helps regulate blood sugar level. A deficiency can lead to poor blood sugar control. In conclusion, macronutrients, which are the carbohydrate, protein, and fat, and fiber, are essential nutrients that play critical role in maintaining overall health and well-being. A balanced intake of these nutrients is vital for energy production, growth and development, weight management, disease prevention, maintaining healthy gut bacteria, regulating fluid balance, and kidney health. Recommendations: you must consult a healthcare professional in this aspect, especially your registered dietitian, to determine your individual macronutrients and fiber needs. They are very important because you must calculate them according to age, size, activity level, disease condition. So many aspects are looked into before prescribing these macronutrients. Daily intake of macronutrient and fiber needs. So also gradually increase your fiber intake and adjust your macronutrient balance to achieve optimal health benefits. Thank you for listening. Please make sure you follow me. You can follow me on my Facebook page, dietitian Justina NK. Also in my Instagram, Dietary Healthcare 2024. So just follow us there. You get more information on things you need, especially nutritionally, so that to help you in life, help in every life aspect, because nutrition is always there at the first class level in supporting health and helping you be on the right track in life. Thank you for listening.